Since February 2020, the Welsh Youth Parliament's Emotional and Mental Health Support Committee have been gathering the views of children, young people and professionals alike around the current state of emotional and mental health support in Wales. The committee have heard from nearly 1,500 children and young people and over 200 professionals who have shared their thoughts and experience of the current system in Wales. This video by the Emotional and Mental Health Support Committee highlights the key findings of the survey. This dramatised video, featuring young actors, features comments made by young people, their real-life experiences, and the views of what works well and how emotional and mental health support in Wales could be improved. This video includes content that may be seen as sensitive.
I feel like I'm being judged. I just feel like I can't talk to anyone. What if people don't take me seriously? What if people think I'm attention seeking? I opened up to a friend before. They told me it wasn't worth their time. You just don't know how people are going to react when you tell them. Why should I tell someone else? I don't even know if what I'm feeling is normal. Will people think I'm weird? You know, like, oh, that's Jordan. He stopped seeing his girlfriend and he's been suffering with his mental health and he hasn't been acting the same as he used to. Boys shouldn't talk about feelings, right? I wish that more was done about this so that people like me could speak up.
Gemma, you know Gemma, right? Well, she came on to me today to tell me that she's having problems at home and it's affecting her mental health and the way she feels. She chose me out of everyone to talk to. I don't know what to do about this. Where do I go in school to get help about this? I can't remember the last time we had a mental health session in assembly. They used to be really good, or even in primary. In fact, they never really used to talk about it in primary much. I mean, you're a kid. You can't suffer with mental health, right? I wish all this was spoken about more from a younger age. Maybe then I'd know what to do now. It's like that boy Jordan, the one who went missing after school one day. They found him, but it was too late. Yeah, they told us in assembly then. But it didn't really educate us. They gave us leaflets about mental health, but that wasn't enough. The last assembly I remember, the mental health charity came. That was pretty good. But the next day, it was back to normal because it wasn't mental health day anymore. Anyway, back to Gemma. Who do I go to? Who do I talk to? Will anyone even listen?
Seven months. 7 months I waited for that session. 7 months of sadness, anxiety and emptiness. But after 7 months, I was hoping that today would help me see some light, some way out of this. But no, what did I wait for? Why couldn't it have been like a normal conversation? It was like, so Gemma, tell me how you're feeling. How have you got to the way you were feeling? I felt like telling them that it was probably to do with the fact they made me wait 7 months. No contact in between. Apart from my desperate calls answered by the same thing over and over again. You're still on the list. I just wish there was some help available while I was waiting. A regular check-in, even just a text message from CAMS, therapist, or my GP will do, and I'm sure things will be better. What about free counselling or even an online chat? Especially for those who are just turning 18 like me. Mental health doesn't have an age cap on it. Okay, we may now be classed as adults, but we need help too.
So on my way to meet one of the boys, I'd been sitting around most of the day thinking, how can I snap out of this? Not being in college, not even being allowed to leave the house. I've got myself into a bit of a rut, you know, because all this corona stuff. Decided to come out and meet my mate and chill for a bit. The only thing that keeps me going is music. You know, I can't explain, but you can just put the music on and zone out for a bit, away from how you're feeling, away from your problems, and not have to think about anything. I slept for 2 days solid last week. What's that about? Felt guilty, but I must have needed it to help sort myself out. Dreading going back to college next week. I wish they had somewhere I could go, just for like 10 minutes, when I'm feeling stressed out to the max. I just keep thinking about the next day or next month, or years down the line, and how those times will be. It keeps me going, you know. Got so many festivals booked, and holidays with the boys. Why wouldn't I want to be around to go to them? Corona cancelled all my plans this year. That put a damper on everything, but then you got to think about all the good things too. Exercising keeps me going. Having a kickabout down the field and just being outdoors, fresh air is a lifesaver on times. Probably why I've decided to walk to Dan's house rather than catch a lift. Helps you collect your thoughts, you know. Sometimes that's all we need, time to reflect and realise on all the good things we have.
He's got mental health. She's got anxiety. Well, this is depressing. You're making me anxious. You're overreacting. He's on a downer. She's nuts. He's got problems. I am so OCD. You've got a screw loose. Stress head. It really bugs me when people use those words so loosely. I battled for a year with my depression. I went to my friends and family when I realised I just wasn't feeling okay. They really tried to help, but they didn't know what to do or say to make things better. Sometimes people often think that that's just a phase, but I know that this just really isn't. If only they had a better understanding. If only they could put themselves in my shoes and experience what I'm feeling. But that's the thing. My friends and family don't talk about these things around the dinner table, or even in general. It just isn't spoken about. It's the same as doctors. When I finally plucked up the courage to go and see my GP, all they did was wrote on a post-it note information of a group that I could self-refer to. For an anxious person, a room full of strangers was the last place I wanted to be. The GP told me, as an educated person like myself, I could probably pull myself out of it by using mindfulness apps. Like, come on, as if I haven't already tried that. The thing you've got to ask yourself, have they experienced mental health issues? Do they really know how it feels? It's the same as teachers on times. Like, how are they supposed to know what to do unless somebody tells them? Unless they're given the proper training? I don't think my head of year would know where to go. If they knew I was suffering with my mental health, I think they'd freak out a bit.
Four posters behind the toilets in the rugby club down the road. I don't think they've been updated since 2 years ago, from what I can remember. Don't even think the helpline number works. Can't ask someone to change it though, because then they'll notice that it's me picking up on it. They'd probably question, why is Reese the rugby boy picking up on this? That's the thing, see? There's the barrier. I can't speak up because I'm one of the boys. It's embarrassing. Another thing is the waiting times. That's all I hear on the news. Barriers this, barriers that. Why don't somebody do something about it? More needs to be done by the people who make the rules. Who do we even get in touch with to raise this concern? The thing is, there is enough information and support out there, but where do you find it? Not only that, but who's the person behind the phone call? The whole thing with going to see someone you've never met before, or even over the phone, is terrifying enough, let alone telling them how you're feeling. I barely told my dad, let alone someone else. Barriers, eh?